This episode of the Flush Podcast is brought to you by Onyx Hunt, Nutrisource Pet Foods, Aluma Trailers, and by Waltons. Today's show is our first episode of the new year, and it's a beauty. I'm currently sitting on a truck tailgate next to my buddy Tyler Webster, and we're up in the mountains in Arizona. We just wrapped up 3 days of chasing quail, Mearns, Gambels, and scaled. We'll tell you about our mission for the Arizona Upland Slam. We'll dig into Tyler's dream season, more than 100 days following a bird dog in the field this year, and how he literally just saved my life. If you're a bird hunter or just a hunter like me, or if you're a chef or really anybody that likes to make food, then you probably would be interested in products that are sold at Waltons. There are many places that you can buy products to process and prepare your meat. There are not a lot of places that you can buy those products and learn how to use them from experts. Waltons is that place. They have everything, and I mean everything, for your cooking and wild game processing needs. Plus, they have the experts on staff to help you learn how to use their products to get the best results. John Tremblay hosts their Meatgistics podcast, live streams, and live chats, which are interactive learning tools for the meat processing community. If you have questions, John and his team have the answers, from sausage making to smoking, recipes to seasoning, and so much more. They've got you covered. Walton's products ship the same day you order, and while they have nearly every brand you'd ever want to purchase, they also have their own line of Walton's grinders, mixers, stuffers, slicers, vacuum sealers, and so much more. In my opinion, they're like the Amazon of the meat processing world. Order the same seasonings and supplies that professionals use from the best name in the wild game industry. Waltons, they have everything but the meat. Welcome to another episode of the Flush Podcast. I'm Travis Frank. I'm your host. Brandon Morton is back in Minnesota. I am on the side of a mountain, sitting on a tailgate. My buddy Tyler Webster is sitting right next to me on his dog kennel. Bo, the German assassin.
The German wonder dog.
The German assassin is sitting in his kennel behind me.
No, he's laying down.
Laying down.
He's sleeping.
And he earned every minute of sleep that dog is about to get for the next several days. We have been on one, I think I said at the beginning of this that I don't like to use the word epic, but I kind of have to, because I don't know that I'll top the quail hunt that we just finished.
Well, I'll tell you, when we first got in the canyon this morning, or when we were on our way out here, I was pretty nervous. And then we got 150 yards from the truck and we shot 3. And I was like, well, either we're making a big mistake by continuing, or this could be a really good day. Yeah. And it turned out to be the latter.
Well, okay, so Tyler Webster is my friend here, and I've had him on this podcast a handful of times already over the last couple of years. Tyler Webster from the Birds, Booze, and Buds podcast. Tyler, you started podcasting. Did Ron Boehm start the first Upland bird hunting podcast, and then you were shortly after?
Yeah,
probably?
He started in 14, and then I was on his podcast first, I think in 14.
You were his original, not his first guest.
Nope. These guys that are here with us were with his original first guest, or one of them.
Yeah.
And then I got a hold of him early in the year that year, and he had me on, I think, in June of 14. And he kept on encouraging me he's like, you got good stories, you like to go hunting a lot, you should do a podcast. I'm like, meh. And then in 17, I did it, and I was the second Upland podcast out there. So I guess, OG, I guess.
Yeah, you're
sorta.
OG. Yeah. I'm just glad that I get
at least
to be
OG
your
wannabe.
Bud E. That's all I care about, is I get to be your Bud E.
Absolutely.
And Bo and CJ are the mom and dad of my dog, Daisy.
Yep.
And
we're in-laws.
We're in-laws. So
yeah.
we're like brothers, technically.
Yeah.
I mean... and I said at the beginning here that you saved my life, and I think you may have. So many people that I know this about me. If you're listening, you may not, but I don't hear very well. My hearing is not very good. It's annoying for my family, my wife, my friends, because they all know that I don't hear very well. I do wear hearing aids when I'm not hunting. I've struggled to find the right sound protection early in life, and it has cost me my hearing at this point. I apologize. There's a little bit of wind that you just heard right there. That's some of the first wind
We've got all day.
I have felt in a while, and it
actually
feels really
good.
I apologize. I'm getting sidetracked right now, but I do apologize for everybody listening up in the Midwest right now. It's 20 below zero or 25 below zero. My wife said, I'm in a t-shirt. We're airing out our feet. It's hot down here.
Everything downwind of us is currently turning brown and dying.
Exactly. And the reason the heat, about the heat, that's where you just saved my life, because you've been hunting down here how long?
This is my 6th season.
How many rattlesnakes have you seen?
0
And
until
now
today. 1.
You can no longer say that.
Yeah, and it actually turned out to be, I mean, we knew it was getting warm, and generally my rule of thumb is I don't hunt if it's over 70. Kind of for this reason, also because it's really hard on the dogs. They get hot, sending conditions get bad, all that kind of stuff. But we were, within 300 yards of the truck, we're walking up a trail, and I heard a high-pitched buzz in the grass. And I thought, coming from North Dakota, just like where you come from, my first thought is like cicada or something like that, or some sort of a whatever. And then I was like, no, that's not what that is. And then I looked down, and there was a rattlesnake coiled in the grass right alongside the trail. I mean, within 5 inches of the trail. And I had just walked by it, and I was like, Travis, get back, rattlesnake.
Yeah, you yelled, and I looked down, and I did like a, I don't know, it wasn't
50-yard dash.
I know. I've never jumped so high in my entire life, because I'm surrounded by grass, and it's right there. And I don't know how close you think I was. I was within a foot.
Within a foot.
Oh my gosh. And I cannot hear. So I could not hear this rattle. Cameraman Jason behind me, he goes, whoa, yeah, and he hears it. And so I don't know if I take that next step, if we'd be having this conversation right now.
Right. Well, I mean, it's just, I'm happy that we're all good, and I'm really happy that Bo wasn't any place nearby, because that's one of the things, he has never encountered a rattlesnake before. He's a cautious dog, but he does have, German. So I don't know if he'd want to.
He's still fairly young too. I mean, there's like that. What is that in their brain? They got to investigate a little bit.
Right. Yeah. He's just curious. Yeah. And like you said, I mean, he's only 3.5 years old, and if he would have been there, I'm sure he would have at least stopped and been curious. Mm-hmm. But thankfully he was off looking for Mearns quail when it happened, and then and it's worth talking about, and I understand the hesitancy in shooting snakes. I'm normally not a guy who's going to shoot them. I know that other people will. But this thing was right alongside of a well-used hiking trail. Mm-hmm. I mean, within a foot, and there's no chance that I'm going to leave that there and let somebody else come walking by and get struck.
Yeah.
So I took care of it, and we hung it up in a tree so no dogs or anything else like that will find it. And and we're in Arizona where it's legal, and I have zero guilt in my heart about doing so.
Oh, it's just one of those things where last year, my first hunt of the season in the grasslands in South Dakota, dog got struck, and instinctively you're like, every step you take now, you're looking down. I'm looking down, and it just changes.
Is that dog okay?
Dog's okay. Dog made it.
Good.
Yeah. But it's still a scary moment.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of like when we hunt up in Montana, in northwest Montana. Mm-hmm. The first season I was up there, after knowing that there's a lot of bears and everything else, and I mean not cute little cuddly bears, grizzly bears, mm-hmm. the big ones that rip faces and stuff.
Yeah.
I referred to it as being paranoid. Like every time that I heard anything in the woods, for sure a grizzly bear.
Yeah.
Now for the next couple days when I'm walking around,
I'll carry bear spray?
Yeah, and we run a redundant system. One person bear spray, one person pistol, one person bear spray, one person pistol and bear spray. So yeah, never had any encounters or even seen one, and I would actually really like to. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure that for the next couple of days when I'm walking around, I'll be looking at the ground a little bit more careful.
Right. Well, prior to that, 20 minutes prior to that, our hunt changed drastically too, because our cameraman almost lost his eye.
No kidding.
And I'm not even exaggerating when I say that. He's within,
An inch.
An inch. So he got a big gash, went right through his eyelid, right above his eyeball. And I didn't want to tell him how deep it was at the time, but I was like, okay, now in my mind, I'm starting to think, how do we stitch this? How do we stop this? And fortunately, people get their eyes pierced and it doesn't bleed a lot.
Pretty quick.
There's a really thick muscle up in there. So his gash, when we get home, we're going to have to look at that. But I mean, imagine that coming down just a little bit and then that gash going through his eyeball. And we're not having this conversation now either.
No,
I mean, and that's the reality of being out in the middle of nowhere.
For sure.
Like we are.
And this country down here, it's not to be taken lightly. It's up and down. There's a lot of loose rock. There are rattlesnakes. There are bears. There's mountain lions. There's all kinds of stuff down here that can stick you, sting you, whatever. And it's not hard to imagine. Like I told him, I said, this is not the time that I thought you were going to get injured on this trip.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going up and down literally mountains with loose rock and grass and everything else. It's tripping us up. And he got through all that fine, and then he just ended up not seeing a stick. But I mean, it just goes to show that it's not something that's, you gotta be careful.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's take a step back here a little bit. The last couple times I've had you on this podcast, one of them I called it the dream season, I think was the title of the show. And I call it that because you live a dream season every single year in the eyes of a lot of hunters.
Sure.
They would say, I want to be like Tyler Webster. I mean, there's days where I'm like, gosh, I want to be like Tyler Webster too.
I know. You call me every once in a while.
How many days have you hunted this year?
I think today is 133.
133. Gotcha.
It's been a very long season, but it's been a very good season.
Yeah. Do you feel like if you could sum this year up compared to the last couple, how would it rank?
I mean, there was a reason why I didn't leave North Dakota other than until I came down here.
Yeah.
I started my season in Montana, and Montana was really good, but we ran into some bad weather. We ran into a lot of heat early, which kind of limited us. But and everybody kind of knows about the drought that was over there. But where we did hunt and where we could get out when it wasn't too hot, we found good numbers of birds. And then North Dakota everybody was really free. You and I talked about this in the preseason in August. You had me on your podcast or I had you on mine, whichever.
Yeah.
And we talked about bird numbers, and I told you I was cautiously optimistic, but it turned out to be one of the best seasons in North Dakota I've ever had. I can't think of one walk, and I'm sure that there was one, but none that come to mind where I didn't see birds.
Yeah.
And specifically where I didn't see huns, almost every walk.
That's the common thing. Everybody I talked to in North Dakota were just raving about the huns, and you and I both feel the same way about those birds. We love them. And that just adds a whole nother dimension. And that's why, as you're stroking a beautiful Mearns quail sitting here next to us right now, that's why I love hunting up in North Dakota so much, is the mixed bag.
Yeah.
So do you think that, we're down here right now, and it's hard to imagine what's going on back home because
I know what's going on back home.
It's 85 maybe 90 degrees different.
At least. Well, I got a text, not a real happy text message from one of my wonderful employees this morning that it was negative 21, and one of the work vehicles that she drives for me, my other Ford F-150, would not start. So she's dealing with that, and we're dodging rattlesnakes and tree limbs and shooting Mearns quail. So
how many days have you been in Arizona?
Been down here, I think this is 6 weeks. This is the longest I've ever been here.
Okay.
And it started out tough. Like I texted you and called you, and we gave about 30 seconds worth of thought to just canning the thing because it was starting to get tough. And then like you were like, it'll be fine.
I don't want to rub this in, but there's a beautiful butterfly flying over here right now. Look at that thing. It's phenomenal. Okay, back to yes.
And you're like, you know what? It'll be fine. And on top of that, you and I haven't got to hunt together for a couple years, and we kind of wanted to do that anyways. Yeah. And then the other caveat to the whole thing is that you get to see both of your dog's parents, plus her sister, who you hadn't got to see and hunt with before.
Roxy.
Yep. So it was kind of, and we knew that we'd get some birds, but in all honesty, it has been a little bit tough, but we crushed it today.
Yeah, I think the common theme, Arizona's become a really vacation destination for upland bird hunters the last few years. I think the popularity of it, rightfully so, is this is an area of the country that, the season is extended. So you can come down and you've got a variety of birds, different landscapes. And, it's obviously warm, but a lot of the people that I've talked to this year have been saying, well, it's a little bit tougher. Mearns are tougher to find. I've hunted down here one other time, and I'm looking right now just around us as we're talking here, and the grass is, I mean, if you let some pheasants go in this, they would just be like, they would take off because the grass around here is just magnificent this year, and it seems double or triple the thickness and height of the last time I was down.
Absolutely. And I think that was kind of the problem early. So when I came down here the first time to the area where we're hunting now, we struck out in this exact spot that we hunted today. We went through this with the same dog and another guy who was hunting with me, and his dog. And we didn't find a single bird. Not one. And what it was is they hadn't had rain since September, and it was really dry, and it was really warm, and the grass is incredibly tall. And on top of that, and I don't know if this is true or not, but it does seem to be, to me anyways, I think that young birds, the younger the bird, the less scent it has in general. And Mearns quail, they hatch not that long ago. I mean, when you start hunting them in December, they're only a couple months old. And I think that those young birds don't have a lot of scent to them yet. So you have all these factors working against you. Then the difference happened about a week and a half ago when we got
2 inches,
couple inches of rain here over the course of a few days. And the temperature dropped. And we came up here and we made the same walk in the same place that I was at 2 weeks prior, where I didn't see any birds, but I'd hunted the spot last year and I knew that there were birds here. Mm-hmm. And with the monsoon rains that they had, there was no way that there weren't still birds in there. I was pretty confident I was missing them. I seen sign, all that kind of stuff. And we came down here a week and a half ago and we made the same walk that we did today, and we found 5 coveys. And then today, well, we'll talk about that in a bit.
Sure, let's. Yeah, we can take it right now.
Okay. Yeah. Well, today we made the same walk, and we found additional coveys that I hadn't found before, and we didn't find coveys in the spots that I'd found them at previously. Mm-hmm. So all that tells me is that there's a lot more birds here than people think.
And to clarify, we're hunting Mearns today.
We're hunting Mearns quail today. Yep. And if we had the best example of how tough scenting conditions are and how difficult these birds can be to find. Mm-hmm. It was one of the most insane things that's ever happened to me ever. Twice. Yes. Like no kidding, twice. The one time we had Bo on point, and Travis walks up and he can literally see the bird, a male Mearns, sitting on the ground in front of Bo. Yeah. Basically in bare rock. Yeah. And Bo
I'm walking up to flush, and I I just stopped dead in my tracks because here's this bird hunkered down.
Yeah, you got a very good whoa command on you.
I know. Yes. I felt like
good retrieve.
Yeah, and obviously we're filming a television show, right? And I'm like, everything I do when we're out here is to try to get the cameraman in the best possible spot to capture reality. And I'm like, this opportunity may never happen again. So I go, Jason, do you want to come over this way? And it's one of those things where you like, do I give up? He's got a good view, a good spot, but like you can see the bird to get him in slow motion eruption of a live wild Mearns quail coming up, and so yeah, we had an explosion there. Not only was there one, but
the crazy thing is though, is that Bo wasn't pointing the bird that you could see. There was another bird right in front of his nose that you couldn't see at all. And so he's basically, Bo's having a little Mexican standoff between a German dog and a Mearns quail. Yeah. And Travis is on point on a whole nother bird. And
we're only 10 feet apart.
Maybe.
12 at the most, but yeah.
And then the even more insane thing is that we're walking out after we'd kind of like, we decided at some point, we're like, it's been a really good day. Yeah. It's hot. Let's start getting back to the truck. You guys, it's a travel day for you guys. And we're walking, and all of a sudden Jason says, "Whoa, hold on, guys." And we turn around, we're like, "Oh, I wonder what's going on." And he just points at the ground, and there's a male Mearns quail that we had literally just we weren't walking 3 feet apart, and we walked past that bird right between us. Yeah. And we walked past it, and Jason would have stepped on it. And then I called Bo back in there, and we had right before that we had him on point. on the GPS, and I heard birds go, and we never seen them. And then Bo kind of relocated a little bit, and then, we just kind of thought, well, those birds are gone, no big deal. And I think is what happened is that because we weren't 100 yards from that spot, and I think that was one of the singles from that covey, and they wind wash. And I called Bo back in there 3 times, and he never smelt that bird.
Within 3 feet.
Within 3 feet for sure.
Yep.
So I guess we're taking a really long way to get there, but is what I'm trying to get at though is that these birds are incredibly hard to find, even if the sending conditions are good. Mm-hmm. And when they're not, and there's tall grass and the cover's incredible and everything else, they're really hard to find. And I would bet that the amount of coveys we moved today, I would be very safe in saying that we didn't find 50% of the coveys in the canyon.
Yeah, I would believe that.
Honestly, because we only hunted one half of it.
Mm-hmm.
We only hunted the, I guess it would be the the north facing side, the shady side, which is kind of typically the best area anyways. But we only had 2 dogs on the ground, and we took our time when the dogs got birdie, but there's no way we found all the birds.
Right.
There's zero chance.
Yeah, being the conditions are, it's warm, not a lot of wind. There were one thing I noticed this morning, that my boots had a little bit of water on them.
A little bit of dew,
and I think that saved us today. I want to say we ended up finding 6 coveys. Does that sound right?
I think so. And I think 7, because I think we were counting 6 before we had that big covey up on the side hill that didn't hold for us.
Yep.
I think 7. But
either way,
who's counting?
Yeah, exactly. It was so good. I would have been happy with 1 or 2, because the thing about this location, and it's hard to really explain it or do justice to it. Pictures don't really do a good job. But when you're on the side of a mountain, or you're in a canyon and you're hunting and you're watching the dogs and the grass is golden and the weather's beautiful, like, it's just one spectacular place. So any time you're in this kind of location, but Mearns quail are one of the most gentlemen, they're like, they call them the gentleman Bob. They'll hold for a good dog.
Yeah.
Well, Mearns take that to another level. They do. And we saw that over and over again today, and
the other day too.
Yeah, exactly. And the explosion. You tried to explain this. We were talking the other day. I don't know who we were talking to, but they're there. The dog is not moving. He's certain of it, and yet, even though the explosion is coming,
and where it's coming,
where it's coming from, it's still
you can't prepare for it.
You cannot.
And it was last night at the Avenue at my aunt's bed and breakfast where we're all staying. Shameless plug, Robin.
Yeah,
but. We're
a cool place too, by the way.
It is. It's an awesome place, and she does a really good job, and she's great for hunters. But the thing that they do that I think messes up people more than anything else is Mearns quail mess with your internal clock. Us as bird hunters, used to hunting pheasants or sharp-tailed grouse or even rough grouse, when a dog goes on point, a clock starts in your head. It's like, okay, when I'm walking past this dog, there's a limited amount of time before the birds take off, and you kind of have an idea where they're at, but it's not going to be long. But as what Mearns quail do is they interrupt that clock because they hold so tight that you can be standing in the middle of the covey before they take off. So you're walking up there like Elmer Fudd with your gun like this, and you're just ready to go, but it can be 10 seconds past that. And now all of a sudden you're tense, and you're more tense, and then you start wondering, God, I wonder if the dog has COVID. And then you take 2 more steps, and then there's birds everywhere. And then plus they're trying to fly between trees and up mountains. Mm-hmm. So
we talked about this. It's a combination of, so you've got the quail explosion,
right?
But yet the trees. So it's kind of like a rough grouse.
It'd be like if bobwhite quail, rough grouse, had a love child and they lived in chucker country with trees.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And they go from 0 to max speed in
3 wing beats.
3 wing beats. It might even be 1. I don't know, but they're so fast, and they just have this ability to dodge, bob and weave, and wrap around.
I think very much like rough grouse, I think that they have a predetermined escape route. I think that they kind of have an idea of their, they're trying real hard to get something between you and them as fast as they can.
And they like to fly up
Uphill. Yeah. They're going to punish you if you want to go chase singles.
Yeah.
And we don't. Typically speaking, if a dog ends up pointing a single, we'll respect the dog and we'll shoot it. But
Try to.
But a lot of it is because I don't want to walk up the damn hill.
Yeah.
I mean, like anytime that you're trying to chase these birds uphill and you're sliding down backwards and you got a dog on point and everything else, I don't know how you hit them. Anyways, I mean, like, and it's just like, but yeah, they
the
almost
first 3
always want to flush
coveys
that
the
bill.
first day I didn't have a shot at. I thought I'm in a great spot.
I tried.
Yeah, I know. I thought I'm in a great spot here and let's do this. And then as quick as it happened, it was over and I couldn't take a clean shot.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's why I think, the rough grouse comparison, but yet I feel like it's way faster.
Yeah.
I feel like I can hit a grouse a lot easier than I can a Mearns quail.
Yeah.
And I'm like a bobwhite or even the scalies and the Gambels that we went after, that's a little bit different. Mearns are just, it's the reward that comes when you get one. I was jacked today because I made some great shots and I felt really good about myself. It's like, I've had a couple of opportunities to hunt these birds now and they made me look like a fool.
They're special.
Yeah.
I mean, they, the way that they behave for dogs, the explosion that you described, the country that they live in, they're just a special bird. There's just no other way to put it. They're beautiful, beautiful birds. And when you get them, they're not given to you. I mean, you're going to go out there and you're going to earn these birds. And we earned it.
We earned it. And I'll never forget it because we earned it over and over and over again today. And then, like you said, we got to a point where we said, this is just as, we can't
it's as
do
good
it
as it
better.
gets. Yeah. I mean, there's no point in continuing on trying to make it better than it was. If they get one more monsoon season down here, I think the bird numbers are going to go bonkers.
Yeah.
We shot well today. We didn't need to go chase singles. We shot
You
the covey
always
rise.
shoot well. What's your story, man? How do you do it?
Close my eyes.
No. How many shots do you think you take during the off season?
This year I shot quite a bit more than I normally do, but I'm usually on a trap team. We don't actually have a skeet range in the little itty bitty town that I live in. This year I shot a little bit I shot some sporting clays, which was a ball, but maybe 1,000, maybe more. But I mean, not as much as I used to.
That's 1,000 more than some people will shoot.
But I'll tell you, I'll
Practicing.
tell you the secret. This is the secret sauce. It was my grandpa. My grandpa did it. So I started hunting. I started carrying a gun when I was 7.
I remember this story. It's good.
And the first 4 years that I carried a gun, he made me carry a single shot 20 gauge, which is hands down one of the most dangerous weapons of all time because it's one of those hammers and you got a 7-year-old finger trying to release a hammer. And you're not pulling that hammer back until a bird's in the air. But his idea and philosophy behind it was, he said, you're going to become a good shot. You're not going to waste your shell. You're going to have that one shot and you're going to start hitting birds. And when you start hitting birds, then we'll get you something else. And that's what he did. So it took 4 years, from 7 to 11. And 11, he bought me a pump 20 gauge, but he only let me carry 2 shells. And he caught me one time with 3 shells in it. I had to walk for the rest of the day with no shells.
Really?
At all. Yep.
So it's interesting that he would take that approach. I like it. It worked for you.
It does work.
Today, that might not work for somebody else because I feel like, it's everybody wants to get the next person into hunting.
Right.
So they want to give them every advantage possible to make it a great experience. So they would worry, or, with me and my boys, I want to make sure that they have every chance to succeed so that they want to do it again. So
but then at that point though, too, it makes it so that
he must have known there was something that he saw in you that you weren't going to quit.
He was a wise man. And I definitely had the desire, but and I guess I'm hesitant to say it, but being outside and chasing birds, the succeeding isn't killing the bird. It's not hitting what you shoot at. Like the success is watching the birds fly. Finding the birds is a success. And so by missing some birds and growing your skill, I think that it gives you a little bit of a different view of things. I think a little bit, and that was very much how he was as a person. We're not out here to kill everything. We are out here to be good at what we do. We're out here to, whether it's trapping or fishing or bird hunting or whatever, we're going to learn how to do this, and then we're going to do it.
Yeah.
And that's how it was.
Well, you do it well. Your dogs are amazing.
Yep.
You're determined. You put on the miles. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you use the word determined and not stubborn because it could go either way there.
Sure. Yeah.
But, just to wrap up today, though, just real quick, and I mean, we can talk about it forever because it was it's seriously, and I told you this in the field, today I was really happy that you guys were here because this was my best day on Mearns quail ever. The dog work was spectacular from both Bo and Roxy. We shot well on the covey rises. The birds behaved, and we had a couple of the moments that are so insanely incredible. I know that that's a double, whatever.
It's
but
not a double negative,
no,
buddy.
it's not enough. Not a double
it's
negative.
It's a positive.
But it was just one of those days. It was just one of those days, and to have you guys down here, both my friends Bruce and Terry behind you. Bruce is getting naked, which is weird. Just changing shirts, changing blouses. And then to have it on film is going to be incredible.
I can't wait to put this episode together. I can't wait to show everybody. And we didn't just hunt for Mearns. There's a thing that a lot of hunters call the Upland Slam, Arizona Upland Slam, and that would be Mearns, scaled quail, Gambel's quail.
Absolutely.
We were so close to calling this the Arizona Upland Fail.
It was close.
And instead, we do get to technically call it.
We absolutely do.
Because we were successful. We had dogs point coveys of all 3 species of birds the last 3 days. And we did successfully harvest quail of each species. I think we would both agree that the Mearns are the heart.
It's where our heart lies.
It's where our heart lies now.
Yeah.
I would say this. I don't know how I would ever beat today. I think I'll leave it at that because I get to now put this together and share it as best as I possibly can with our viewers. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it when you watch it.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
But let's get into the different species though, because quail down here, there's the 3 different kinds, scaled, Gambel, Mearns. They live in 3 different habitats.
Very much so.
Very much so. And we got into, well, if you're a first timer coming down here, how would you break it down to somebody?
Well, so Gambel's quail are definitely going to be the most abundant. Their distribution
statewide,
is all over the state.
Yep.
You can find them, generally speaking, if you're just coming down here for the first time, you can find them from golf courses in Phoenix to washes all across the state. But typically speaking, they're going to be in kind of the dry creek beds is a really good place to start looking. If you get in a dry wash and there's some cover in there, just start looking in the sand for tracks. And if you see something that looks like quail tracks, it probably is because they're running little SOGs.
They've got a lot of nicknames. They're kind of like
gosh.
Chucker.
And yeah, I mean, like that's really kind of they live in the cactus country a lot. They like prickly pears a lot, but they're abundant. You can find them pretty easily. The scale quail, on the other hand, their mecca is in New Mexico. They are an arid grassland bird. There can be a little overlap between Gambels and scales. In fact, they can crossbreed and create what's called a scrambles quail. I've never shot one, but I would
How cool
love to.
would it be?
Oh my gosh.
You'll get one.
Yeah, I'll keep on trying. But there can be some overlap, but typically speaking, they want to be in, if it looks kind of like a grassland in the Fort Pierre or something like that.
Yeah, I was just thinking in my head, how would I describe it to somebody that is hunting in the Midwest? And I think that's a pretty good representation. It's almost flatter though. It's
very flat. It's not rolling for the most part. It's grassland. There's some open patches of bare sand and stuff like that, and then there's some shorter, say less than 5 foot shrubs, and that's kind of typically what they like. And this year, I was like you were going to say, Mearns quail are our heart. They definitely are. But scale quail deserve honorable mention because this year specifically, I've had some really nice dog work on them, and we had some really nice dog work from Rusty yesterday morning on a covey.
Yeah, and typically they're going to be a runner.
Typically, but I'll tell you, I've had better luck with scale quail than I have with Gambels. We talked about it yesterday. We were joking about it. We had quite the day on Gambels yesterday. Sort of, but they
it's sort of.
We were playing catch and release.
Bruce is laughing behind me here.
He should be. We were definitely catching and releasing.
We had a covey of 50 plus quail explode, and we didn't get any.
Me and Travis were standing there with empty shotguns as the rest of them left, which was the vast majority. But I think something happened yesterday that will never happen again in our lifetime. You and me. Continue. Yes, I'll give you your moment.
Yes, I get to have a moment. I came back with the quail yesterday, and
on top
Tyler,
of that,
you didn't.
No, I did not.
And you're like the Tom Knapp. I know he's passed, and but he's legendary as a shooter, and I compare you to him because you don't miss. And to watch you miss more than once, I don't know how many times you missed yesterday.
Do you know what it was? It was you were starting to get down on yourself.
You were trying to make me feel better?
And I decided that if I missed like a dozen shots in a row, that I might be able to make. I was pumping up I pumped you up.
Well, okay, so by noon yesterday, I had missed the Arizona Upland Slam.
Yes, you had.
The first day, I did get a shot at a beautiful cockbird Mearns quail, and I missed it. The first four explosions, I never could take a shot.
To be fair to you, that one that you had a really nice shot at was a ridiculously hard shot. Like it was boomeranging around a tree.
Well, now you're making me feel better
in a gap that was roughly 6 feet wide. So, however, the scale quail you did not do well on.
I didn't. No, I didn't. But nor the Gambels at first.
No, but
I totally...
You totally redeemed yourself.
Redeemed myself, yes. And I was feeling it out there a little bit today, too. It's fun when it comes back, but I was totally in my head. Mm-hmm. And that's something that, most hunters can say they've been there. They've got these moments where you're just thinking about it. And when you think about it, then you're not in the right spot.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Mm-hmm. So when that Gambels came by me yesterday, a right to left crosser at, I don't know whatever speed they're at. And I just am like, nope, you're not getting away.
Perfect shot.
One shot just dropped, and I was like, I'm back.
I was like, oh, okay, good. Because the first time that you and I filmed together, the last day that we filmed together, you had one of those days where we had, 50 shots at sharptails, and me and Craig had been done for 2 hours, and Travis is still out there wailing away.
The past?
Well, I was just hoping that it wasn't going to be today.
I told you at one point yesterday, I go, I'm quitting. I don't deserve to be the host of this. I cannot take the heat that's going to come from all the misses. And
creative editing, you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's the fun of it. It's the journey. And honestly, when that first covey exploded off of the tip up, we'll tell you the tip up here.
Oh boy, do we have to get into that.
Yeah. Yes. So, but when that first covey exploded, and I didn't get a shot, but you took a true double, which is what you do all the time. And you brought it back, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was excited. I get legitimately excited for everybody else that gets a bird. Sure. If I get one, that's great too, but I'm just as excited or sometimes more excited for other people that get them. So I'm probably have a high-pitched voice in the footage when I go back and like, oh gosh, why do I have to just calm down a little bit? But I get excited, and I was happy.
Act like you've been there before.
Yeah, act like you've been there before.
No, absolutely don't. I think that's one of the most endearing things about a lot of my friends. Any of my friends that I end up hunting with a lot, it's because they have this enthusiasm for it that when something like that does happen, you're instantly happy for anybody who got it, and you're just happy that you shared it with those people. Those are the kind of people I like to spend time with.
Yeah, and the tip up, you're holding a beautiful feather. The tip up is something we've referenced a few times because the German assassin Bo, he does this thing where like he's working it out. You're like you call it. He's doing both things over there.
He's doing both things,
and he's on the side of this. Yeah, he's on the side of this canyon. On the bottom of it, we're watching him, and all of a sudden you're like, Oh, there it is. And the tail goes from, he's working, and he like stops and then
yeah, he's just kind of like
up.
his tail's just kind of wagging. And we were talking about on the way back out of the canyon, and somebody, a wise person once said, never brag on a dog while it's alive. But I'm gonna. That dog at 3.5 years old, I have been watching him, and these guys have been watching him, and you've seen him. He is turning into one of the best dogs I have ever seen or hunted behind. And I've hunted with a lot of really good dogs. I own 2 other incredible dogs as well. But he has made this leap this year on all species, but on Mearns quail in particular. He's kind of got him figured out a little bit. Like he's slowed way down. Like he's got a great nose, a very accurate nose, and he's a very cooperative dog, and he'll stand on point forever. But he's got, before he got to this point where he's kind of matured a little bit, he had one speed, and it was either full go or full stop. There wasn't a whole lot of like, it's like, oh, not there today, let's go find another one. But in the last couple days, we've seen it a bunch where he'll kind of get into an area and he'll just start working, and he'll go in circles.
He knows what he's doing, and
does.
that's the cool part to watch, because he approaches the cover that he expects them in downwind. He circles wide enough where he doesn't bump them. I've told you this several times, that you have a special dog, dog that anybody would give anything to have, because there's not a time that I've watched this dog hunt, and when you put him down on the ground, I'm like,
things are going to happen.
It's going to go good.
Yeah.
You
have that confidence.
Yes, exactly.
And Terry, one of my friends who is sitting right over here next to us, he was with me last year when I had almost lost confidence in him. Like he was in like you're talking about your shooting, right? I think dogs can kind of get that way sometimes too, where whether it's bad scenting conditions or whatever it is, they're just losing a lot. Like they're just on the wrong side of the wind. The birds are going out wild. Even though we try not to, we're starting to get frustrated, and we're not taking it out on them, but we're not probably doing what we should be doing either. And I told Terry last year in October, we're out hunting, and I said, I'm only going to put him down, just us, just you and I. We're going to make a walk, and we're not going to shoot anything unless he does everything perfect. And then he did. We shot a rooster on that walk. And you could kind of almost see, like, he kind of like stood up a little bit again. And then he kind of started coming back. And by the end of last season down here, he was just absolutely on fire. And he has carried it through to this year, and even more so. But the tip-up thing, we got to go back to that for half a second, because the first one, I'd never seen him do that before. I mean, like his tail always goes like that a little bit. But we got the first covey of Mearns quail that we got into this year when you got down here. We were in this canyon, and I could kind of see. In fact, I said on the microphone, I said, he's over here doing both things, and I watched him kind of walk up, and he's working really slow, and his tail's really going, and then he puts his nose kind of up underneath of a log a little bit, or he gets really close to it, and he stops, and that tail just went from wagging to straight up in the air, and it just stopped, and I was like, boys, he's got them right there.
And they were
right there.
Yeah.
And we watched it 3 times today, him do the exact same thing. So now it's called the tip up. And we're flags up. We're checking flags.
Yes.
And it's,
if you don't live in the
in ice fishing states,
state, a tip up is
that may be the first ice fishing reference made in Arizona.
Yeah. we had flags down here in Arizona for sure. And it is January, so it makes sense.
It is.
My buddies are ice fishing back home, but a tip up is got a flag and there's a spool underneath it. And when the spool turns from a fish tugging, the flag goes up.
Right.
So there's your tip up.
Right.
And so we got some brought up north down here with us.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
So this season down here goes for another, how long?
About another month.
Another month.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like it gets better, or is it just, it is what it is?
It kind of is what it is. I think that, so I came down here early this year thinking that I wanted to be down here for opening weekend of Mearns quail. I don't know I'll do that again. Just because of what we talked about earlier. It's usually a little bit warmer then. The birds are still young, and yeah, they're going to hold tight, but Mearns quail always hold tight. So, I mean, we don't really have to worry about that so much. And there are a lot of people that'll be, there's so much pressure. Well, we didn't see another person today.
Right.
We didn't see another person. We didn't see another
You
bird
and I
hunter
talked
yesterday.
about this on the way in, about people that say, wow, there's a lot of pressure. And, but like the amount of land in this state that's open
It's
to the
endless.
public, it feels endless. It really does. And I compared it. I said, back home, there's a 40 or an 80 acre or 160 acre piece of WMA. And, that thing gets hunted 30 times in a week. Some weeks, maybe more.
Or a piece of Weehaw in Kansas.
Exactly, and that's reality. I don't know how many in-state hunters there are here. Maybe it feels like there's more traveling hunters because other states have kind of closed down a little bit.
I think that's what it is.
So maybe it feels like, hey, out-of-staters are moving in. But look, imagine if somebody got upset if someone from Wisconsin went over and hunted pheasant in South Dakota.
Right.
It's just to be expected.
Right. And on top of that, so here's kind of the other little secret, and I'm not giving away anything by saying this, but where we're sitting at right now, we're less than a mile from a paved road. Seriously.
Yeah.
We would be in one of the spots that is as easy to access as any place. It's not super hard to hunt. Everybody knows that there's birds in this part of the state. And we didn't see another person.
Yeah.
And we were out hunting for the last 2 days, and we seen one deer hunter driving around a lot.
Oh, we saw him a lot.
We've seen him everywhere we went. But we didn't see any other bird hunters other than the people that are down here with me. So, I understand that everybody has those special spots, but is what we have to realize now with the invention of Onyx, and we got to talk about Onyx.
Yeah.
There are no secret spots anymore. There just aren't. Everybody knows what's public. There's no little corner of something that nobody else knows about. And I think it's a good thing. I think that it's made the world smaller, and it's made things more accessible.
If you're an avid outdoor enthusiast like me, then odds are good you have toys and equipment that you need to haul. Aluma Trailers, well, they've got you covered. Their trailers are built by a hardworking team in Bancroft, Iowa, right here in the good old USA. They have models for nearly any and every hauling need, from ATV and UTV trailers to utility, snowmobile, motorcycle, car trailers, and even fully enclosed trailers like mine. Trust me when I say Aluma Trailers tow like a dream. They are constructed out of lightweight, strong, corrosion-resistant aluminum, and they are 100% maintenance-free. Plus, they come with an industry-best 5-year warranty. Visit alumaklm.com to find a trailer that fits your needs. For everything that gets you outdoors, Aluma Trailers will help you get there. Besides a bird dog, a shotgun, and a good pair of boots, the Onyx Hunt app is one of the most valuable hunting tools that I take into the field every day. I've been talking about the Onyx Hunt app since we started producing this show, and that's simply because I use it on every single hunt. I'm serious. Every single hunt. Their app tells me everything that I need to know about the lands that I want to hunt and the lands that I can legally hunt on. If you've used it yourself, then you know that the Onyx Hunt app shows your location on planet Earth and clearly lays out the land boundaries. It also tells you information about the type of property you're on, like state land, federal lands, walk-in access properties, etc. It's ideal for scouting before the hunt and during a hunt to help put together the patterns that day. The app also has new features this year that show you the kind of crops that are in fields, which obviously is a big deal for us upland bird hunters. If you hunt grouse in the North Woods, there's a timber cut layer to help you find ideal habitat. If you're planning to hunt North Dakota this year, then there's a very important layer that has been added to the app that lets you know if a property has been posted electronically. These are just a few of the tools Onyx Maps give us. And these maps can even be used in areas without cell coverage. From the palm of your hand, Onyx Maps always help you to know where you stand. If you're like me and you love to hunt, there's a good chance you have a four-legged hunting partner that goes everywhere with you in the field. My dog gives me the best chance at finding birds, which is why I always want to make sure that I'm doing my best to give her food that helps her run at peak performance. I feed Daisy Nutrisource high-performance blends of dog food, which give me the confidence to know that she has all the nutrition that she needs to excel in the field and make it through a rigorous hunting season. Nutrisource dog food comes with their Good for Life system that includes 4 key ingredients that work together to support gut health, heart health, and the overall well-being of our dogs. Take it from me and my dog Daisy. Nutrisource high-performance dog food can help you and your dog excel in the field. Find the food that's right for your dog at NutrisourcePetFoods.com.
I think Bo is literally snoring.
Bo is snoring.
He is snoring
I
quite
heard that,
loud.
and I was like, is that? Here, hold on. See if I can sneak this microphone up to his kennel.
Yeah, I can hear it a little bit. He is out skiing.
It's out. He deserves it.
He is a tired
my
boy.
goodness.
We've had a long season in general, but since we've been down here, we've been hunting pretty hard. And this country is punishing on those dogs. And he's been kind of my, not just because he has been a really good dog, but also because he's very durable. I mean, he's been able to hold up to this well. So we've been able to hunt him more than my other two.
It was pretty cool watching all three of the dogs. They all have their own personalities. Bo
Different
is
styles.
Very like we've just gone on and on about him today. But CJ is the fur missile.
She sure
and
is.
She passed that speed on to my Daisy
And Roxy.
Roxy, yep. And it was fun watching them out there on the flats covering that area. But then also Rusty, just, I mean, he got it done.
He's the ageless wonder.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't get around like he used to. I mean, these guys who are here, and you too, you got to see him when he was in his prime. And now he's getting older, but he knows some
Might I
tricks.
add, I got a triple on a Hungarian partridge.
I'll never
off of
forget
dog.
that ever. It was out by my uncle's place.
Yep.
But he just knows birds. And he, when we put him down in, you're going to get stung by a bee as well as a rattlesnake.
No, stop it. Don't make it mad.
But and kind of the nice thing, okay, I'm going to draw a contrast between Rusty and Bo here. When I put those two dogs down, I don't have to worry about anything. I can just kind of watch the GPS or watch them run, and they're fine. I don't have to worry about CJ mishandling birds, but there's a little bit of added stress there because in 6 seconds she can be a mile in the wrong direction. So she has got this controlled chaos about her that is both very fun to watch, and it can also I don't know what that thing is. It's probably poisonous. See, you're down here. You're eating poisonous melons. You're almost getting stung by snakes, and you're probably allergic to bees.
I forgot about the melon. There's a big yellow...
They call it coyote melon?
Coyote melon?
Like that?
Is that right, guys? Yeah, they're laughing over there because we brought... Terry, did you bring it home? Terry's nodding on the other tailgate. So Terry brought home this melon because we looked at it when we were walking and picked it off of a cactus or something, and then
it was laying in a spot where CJ was on point, and we were expecting scale quail to explode.
And I just thought, well, you got to try it, see what if it's. Don't do that.
He started tasting colors.
Let me
and
be
stuff.
the first. If you ever get the opportunity to come hunting down here, there's these melons. They're about the size of a fist.
Yeah, they look like a grapefruit.
Yeah,
kinda.
they do. And I thought, well, it's got to be some kind of a fruit. That taste stayed with me after brushing my teeth that night in bed, and a couple of others at the bed and breakfast, they Googled it to make sure it wasn't poisonous.
But it just said not edible. It didn't say poisonous.
It said not edible, and I wish I would have.
We need to dig into that a little bit more.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Rusty.
Yeah, I can.
Or CJ flies. Yeah, man, I got that. I know what you're talking. I know that feeling. I'm constantly
You're just
driving
a little
the
bit
Ferrari.
on edge, right?
I'm constantly looking at that.
So there was a time this year where I was out hunting with all of our actual mutual friend Ronnie Bame up in North Dakota. And for whatever reason, okay, Bruce, I know friend's a strong word for you with Ron. I got out of the truck, and for whatever reason, my e-collar wasn't working. And he's like, oh, let's just go for a walk. I was like, you don't drive a Lamborghini without brakes. Yes. I'm telling you right now, we are not going to put this dog on the ground without some sort of an e-brake on her, even though I'm not concerned at all about her bird handling skills. She does not like to change direction very well. If we're walking in a direction, she's great because she's going to cover all the ground, and especially where she can see us. But when we're in these canyons and she can't see very far and we're winding and we're going up and down over these ridges, it's just 20 to 25% more stressful than it is with Bo and Rusty.
Yeah.
So
I feel you, man. I've been living it with that dog, and hey, just hang in there.
But she is
Tyler, just hang in there. It'll come around.
She is such she is an incredible bird dog in her own right. She really is. And I'm sitting on top of her kennel right now, and I'm sure that she can hear me talking, and she's going to do something bad to me later.
Let's give people a little bit of some wisdom if they choose to come down here. Again, public land is, I don't know, 80% of Arizona's public land.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's different terrain. You can do a little bit of research, like we said, the flats, the grass, the cactus areas. It hates you.
It does.
Everything down here hates you, and it's their way of keeping themselves alive. And I mean pricklies.
Yeah.
I wore snake gaiters every day until today when I needed them. But they would have saved me from that snake. But what they did was they kept my legs. I was able to walk where I wanted to walk.
You were getting kind of cocky about that. You were going through like mesquite bushes and stuff. And I'm like, just why?
I was in four-wheel drive, man.
Yeah, you had the Crocs strapped in and you were just going. But I was like, just go around that stuff. You don't need to walk through
Some of it, though, man, the Gambels will take you into some nasty cover, the washouts down there.
I do want to talk about them for just a half a second. Yeah. Because yesterday just reaffirmed my thought about how I equate Gambel's quail to pheasants. I hunt them when I'm mad at them.
Yeah.
And I do my best work when I'm upset.
You take it out on them.
They're rascals. They just are rascals. Mm-hmm. I mean, you've seen it. We had all 3 dogs on point, and we had a legit covey of 50 to 60 birds get up. And then out of those 50 to 60 birds, we found 8. Maybe. We found lots of tracks.
Oh, they were running. The dogs, they went on point.
A dozen times.
A dozen, maybe more.
At one point, Bo was 230 yards away from me, and I was like, nope. Come on back here, son. We're not going that far. We're never going to catch up to these things if you're up there, and we haven't caught them yet. But, yeah, they are... and I think it really comes down to the terrain that they live in. They like kind of those open washes. And if you can get them into thick cover, or if you can split up a covey, I had some really nice Gambel's hunts earlier this year on, I'm not going to say younger birds because they're usually born pretty early, but when you get them split up, they'll go into some bushes and stuff like that, and they don't want to come out. I had some great hunts on them early, but in those washes, I don't know the right way to hunt them. Maybe you hunt them like a pheasant drive. Honestly, I don't know if you have blockers and try to push them.
That went through my mind when we were on that bottom, and I had this bridge that I was thinking, do I run ahead and try to stop them?
Yeah,
I don't know. Because the dog
we have done
on
that
point,
before,
and then Roxy came flying up. Roxy was on point, and I got on this little rock pile, and I could see. I yelled, they're everywhere, and they're running. And they were.
They sure were.
Around every cactus and everything. I mean. Well,
and the funny thing is, I just told you not an hour before that on that scale quail flush, because Rusty slammed a beautiful point on a covey of scale quail that and I got a 1 3/4. It wasn't quite a double. Bruce ended up helping me out with the knockdown power. In fact, I think I hit it and then he killed it. But whatever, we took 2 birds out of that covey, and you boom at a 60 or a 40 yarder, probably a 40 yarder, but it's out there for 20 gauge. Even though quail are pretty delicate and you can knock them down pretty easy, but I just told you, I said, my rule of thumb is
save a shot.
If it's kind of a wild flush, it's okay to take 1 shot, but save that second one. Then an hour later, you're yelling, there's quail everywhere. And in my mind, everywhere is this big mass of birds that's going out to the right, which was about 25 birds. And I was like, you're right. That's a good covey. And they were 30 yards, definitely killable, and I 100% flock shot. I mean, I couldn't have told you even which bird I aimed at, which is not like me, generally speaking. And then I stood there.
You're human. He is human,
I
guys.
am, after all. Yep.
He's human.
And then I sat there as I watched what was the rest of the covey get up, which was more than what got up initially with an empty gun.
I was already... My 2 shots had already gone out, too.
Yeah, Bruce saved one for some reason. Apparently, he's saving ammo.
Well, I don't know. It's tough to come by these days.
It is. He does know a couple guys with ammo sponsors.
Yeah, so. I know. I think he's okay right now. But anyway, yeah. So,
we definitely got to talk about Onyx.
Yeah.
because our mutual friend Ben, who works over there,
right now, he's in there hacking your account.
Perfect.
Trying to get your pins.
I bet he is. If he doesn't have them already, I would be very surprised. We also need to tell Ben that he needs to get some sort of an app worked out where we can run our Onyx off of our navigation screen on our pickup dashes, because that would be epic.
Yeah.
I will only take 10% for thought idea, whatever. But one of the things that I've learned this year, and one of the things that I've changed a little bit, is that when I get out of the truck, I start a trek. And every place that I'm walking, are you all right, bud? Bo's hacking a little bit. I think he just wants some attention.
Yeah, like when sometimes people are snoring so loud and then they wake themselves up. I think he just did that.
Could have been that. It could have been that. But I start a track, and every place that I move a covey, I drop a pin.
Yeah.
And it's for several reasons. First of all, it's going to give me a data point for years to come. So what I've been doing is I've been changing colors on my pins. So like last year was red, 2020, what the hell year is it? 2022, 2021, 2020 last year.
Yeah.
I was using red pins this year. I'm using blue pins. So it gives me a data set that I can kind of look at a quick glance and be like, okay, I found birds here.
Ben Bredigan's taking notes right now.
Right.
Yeah.
If I'm sure, I may have stole this from him.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm looking at it and I can tell, okay, so I found coveys there last year and the year before. It stands to reason I'm probably going to find a covey there again. But the other thing I like to do is when I start a track, drop that covey or drop that pin when I move a covey. If everybody who's ever shot covey birds has had this happen, where a covey rise goes up and you shoot more than one bird. And then you're like, as far as a point of reference goes, you don't have one because everything looks the same unless it's something very specific. So it gives me that point of reference for recovering down birds. And if the covey went out wild, then I have a line that I can go from where they flushed to where I seen them go, and I can get up there and get my dogs in the right spot. Mm-hmm. And it's worked out really well. It really has. It makes everything so easy because everything out here looks the same.
Yeah. Yeah. It's big country. I think that applies in grouse country,
certainly
prairie grouse,
rough grouse.
We could go on and on about it. I mean, the value of it, it's changed hunting for us, but it's changed it for everybody. As much as anybody else. Like I know as much as somebody who's lived in North Dakota, their whole life, as far as what exists over the next hill, because I can look and see it from a satellite image, and it helps everybody. But also, I think it's important for us to say that it doesn't change our responsibility to the birds, to the resources, to the land, to the landowners. There's no excuses like I've hunted, in some properties that are really small, and there's no actual line in the sand or in the ground, that there's no fence, there's no boundary that I can see, and I'm constantly checking, and I've noticed, and I'm like, oh crap, I think I'm about 10 feet over. Mm-hmm. And you just get back into where you belong, and there's not any intention to trespass.
Sure. But
now it helps you to make sure you are where you need to be.
And the other thing too that I like about starting the lines when I leave the truck is, we talked about in the beginning of the podcast that this country is not to be taken lightly. And we had it happen one day last year where we were walking out of a canyon. You might say that I led us a little bit too far. Some might say. Yeah. Bruce was polite enough. He said, "Hey, what time's sunset?" And I was like, "I don't know, about 5:15." He's like, "Well, it's 5 after 5. We're 3 miles from the truck across canyons with no lights. But it does help you kind of get back to the right place. Mm-hmm. Like you can kind of follow, and most of these canyons are once you drop down in them, they're pretty gentle. But you don't want to be on the wrong ridge looking, in the dark, looking for a truck that's not there. So there's a safety aspect to it as well.
Something that was interesting that you and I talked about, Jason getting hurt, rattlesnake encounter. I'm like, if I go down, I'm going to be able, you're going to be able to throw me in your pouch and carry me out. I'm going to ride on your shoulders. If you go down, I don't know if I can carry you out. I mean, I drag you out. I told you I would drag you out like a 10-point buck. But
it'd be a big damn buck, I'll tell you.
Yeah, exactly. But you talked about having the package from Garmin where if you press a button, it sends a GPS signal to.
Yeah, and I have no problem talking about this at all. My podcast is sponsored by Dogtra collars. I've used them for years, and I love them. But when I'm down here in this country, and it's actually because of my friend Bruce over there, he kind of called me out on it last year, and it was honestly, it's something I didn't really think about. We were up in that canyon where we hunted the first day. It's kind of a rough spot. It takes a little bit of time to get in there. It's definitely a spot where you can certainly have a breakdown with your truck, and you can certainly, we alluded to the fact that I'm not a small fellow. Anybody who doesn't know me, I could put my foot wrong on a rock, or anybody could, you could.
Yeah.
And roll an ankle or a knee back in one of those canyons, and there's no cell phone service. So I made the decision in the off season this year that I was going to get the Garmin 200i. It's a tracking collar, but it also has the InReach on it. So InReach it allows me to program in people's phone numbers. Like Bruce is my emergency contact, and which, you know, now that he's hunted with Bo enough, it might not be a good thing because he might think he's in the will or something. But if I fall down and I hurt myself, I can send him a message via satellite through SMS text messaging, and he can get it, and he can start helping people figure out how to get it. And it'll also send my location.
That's a big deal. That's the biggest deal.
It is. And also, God forbid that we're out there, say Jason or me or you or whoever, it doesn't matter. One of us falls down and we're really injured, and we're in a spot where, we're going to need people to get in there and help us out. Garmin also offers a package. It's like $40 a year or something like that, where if you have to get evac'd out, like helicoptered or whatever, it's basically like emergency rescue insurance.
It's like AAA for bird
It really
hunters.
kind of is.
Yeah.
Or any kind of hunters. And, it's a nice peace of mind, and it helps not just, actually, I'm going to tell you guys how the whole thing came about. So last year, first day I was down here, I was all excited. You know how it goes. It's like, oh, I'm down here. I'm going to go get some quail. And I heard how good the quail hunting was, and I was like, all right. So I asked I was talking to one of the guys who works in my aunt's hotel. He's like, yep, go out on that road out east of town, a bunch of birds. And I was like, all right, if I don't come back, if you don't find me, my truck's broke down, I'm out there, there's no cell phone service. He's like, okay, no problem. So I went out there, first walk. Bo goes on point on a covey of Gambels and then a covey of scale quail. And I ended up with doubles over both. And I was like, it's only like 11 o'clock in the morning, day one. I'd just been out for like an hour. I'd seen a bunch of birds. I was like, I've never gotten a hat trick, the Arizona Slam, in a day. Well, the closest Mearns quail spot is that really nasty spot that I was talking about. And it's about 50 miles from where I told the people that I was going to be in case they needed to come and look for me. Mm-hmm. And I went out there not thinking about it, just being, me. I've never really, I just go and do my thing and whatever. And I went back in there and I took Rusty out. Actually, I took CJ out, and CJ pointed a covey, and I ended up getting 2 Mearns quail as well. And I was kind of coming back out, and
you were strutting like a peacock.
I was happy, and then about 4 days later, my good friend Bruce over there on the tailgate, I take him back in there, and he's like, you were back in here by yourself. And I said, yeah. He's like, you're a freaking idiot. And I was like, oh yeah. Like, this could have been dangerous.
Yeah.
I never even thought about it. And then at that moment, I was like, okay, either I'm going to come back in here with people, or I'm going to get a device where I can get out of here if I do get injured. And it's honestly, it's probably more likely than not that eventually, as many days a year as I hunt, I'm going to get hurt somewhere.
Yeah. 130 days, and I mean, your body holds up to it really well. You put on the miles. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like when I go to places, I've got a first aid kit in my truck for humans. I've got a first aid kit for dogs. Mm-hmm. But I flew down here. You've got all the stuff here, but in the back of my mind, I'm caring about my cameraman.
Yeah, for sure.
And I got to make sure he comes out safe and sound too. And, I'm always thinking about these types of things and hoping that nothing happens. But look at how close we came.
it could have happened any day out
Look
here.
at how close we were to a total disaster. And I don't want to tell my wife that.
It's a different
Please
podcast.
don't, anybody that's listening, do not tell my wife.
I will not tell Sarah. No.
Okay, thank you. Because she's never going to let me go again.
Right. But I mean,
I don't say this to say don't come down here.
100%. Yeah, don't be afraid, but be prepared.
There you go. Don't be afraid, be prepared.
Yeah, I mean, we come with the king of preparedness sitting over there on the other tailgate. He's got a little bit of everything.
Terry, I've never lifted up a vest that
I think
weighs
he does
like
it.
He could build a house with the tools he carries.
I think he does. I think like if we were down there and we had a wreck, he would build us a cabin and he would wire it and plumb it, and then he could probably assemble some sort of an aircraft to lift us out.
Yeah.
But it's just not something to be taken lightly. I mean, like it by all means go have a great time. It's going to be fun. Don't worry about snakes. Don't worry about falling down. But be aware that those things could happen, and have some sort of a plan. And it's really as simple as just letting somebody know where you're going to be. You know, like
that applies anywhere you hunt.
It very much does.
Yep.
6 years ago, before I knew you, I was on a sharptail walk, actually the same place that you and I filmed with Craig, up there in the middle of that big prairie, and I fell into a badger hole up to my knee, and I broke my ankle. And I had to crawl all the way out.
You told me
that
story when we were out there. You crawled yourself back out of there.
3 miles. And like I'm still not smart enough to remember, like, and that's in the prairie where there's not really anything to worry about. And I'm still not smart enough for a long time to remember that, hey, you know what? You might actually want to pay attention to what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's wrap this up.
Absolutely.
You've had another dream season. You've hunted 130 days this year. Anything stand out to you across your journey, your travels? I mean, you've hunted for a variety of different birds, pheasants, huns, sharpies, quail. I mean,
it's this time of the year where I always start getting a little bit sad, a little bit relieved, because I am absolutely exhausted.
Yeah.
But we're already starting to plan stuff for next year. I mean, now comes a time where, like you and I were talking on the way out, how good we feel after the end of the season. At the end of the season, we feel strong. We feel really good. Legs, I feel like I could bench leg press a house. I mean, like I do every day basically. But trying to maintain that this year, because next year is going to be even, I don't know how to keep on upstaging the season prior, but I'm going to give it a shot, but it's a really nice thing to end the season completely worn out, tired, exhausted, just like my dogs, and then recover and start planning again for next year. Yeah.
Yep. I think, if we would have listened to what anybody said, we could have easily talked ourselves out of coming on this hunt. And I tell you that because
I was never not coming.
I wasn't either. You were sounding like, well,
I was
said,
down
if there's
on myself,
anybody that I trust to find birds, figure it out, put something together.
You were talking about it the way in this morning. I was like, dude, you just jinxed it so bad. You're like, I don't know, I'm hunting with Tyler Webster. He always finds birds. And I was like, we're not going to find any birds today at all after that comment. Yeah. And then we did.
Yeah, you do what you do, man. You're one of a kind. I'm just glad that I get to call you my friend.
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah. And there's quail seasons open around the southern southwest.
Yeah, you and I may end up seeing the end of pheasant season in South Dakota.
It's not over yet. It's a new year, but that doesn't mean it's over.
No, we got
just because our home states have shut things down doesn't mean that we've shut things down.
We got to start 2022 with a bang.
We have.
We did.
What a trip. Yeah. Can't wait to share everything with everybody. Thanks for sitting down. I think we've put in about 30 miles that we've walked in the last 3 days. And again, I just say that it's about really putting in the effort, the determination to go out there.
Sure.
And you're going to find birds.
One last thought. If any of you listeners out there would be interested in perhaps a live podcast, the idea has been floated by your host.
Yes.
And I'm in.
I
think it would be fun.
So Pheasant Fest is coming up. I've been talking. I talked to you about this the other day.
We will be there.
I think we may bring a crew together, line up
all-stars.
Yeah, you're an all-star, man, and I would love to bring you. Maybe I'll talk to Bob St. Pierre, see if he wants to. Maybe see
Nick Larson.
Nick Larson, yeah.
Hey.
Maybe Ron Bain will join
Maybe
us, and
Ronnie
we can
Bain. We could have Miller time.
Yeah, exactly. We could have a live podcast at Pheasant Fest. I'm excited about that.
I think it would be fun.
Yeah.
We're all going to be there anyways, and there's certainly going to be some podcasting done. In fact, I was going to have you on my podcast on this trip, but we just did not have time. We were so tired every day when we got done.
We were.
But you and I will do one in Omaha for sure. And one for mine, and then we'll do a live one or something.
Who knows? I could talk hunting with you all day. In fact, I think our cameraman probably got sick of the stories that we kept telling. It's just fun. I have the same passion that you do, and I love it.
Yeah, we do. We've been riding around in the same truck together for the last 3 days, and we have not had 2 minutes of peace and quiet total at all.
Yeah, it's been a real treat, man. Thank you.
Oh, for sure, man. Anytime.
Where are you off to next?
I'm going to be heading back to North Dakota for a couple weeks, and then I'm probably going to try to either get a last weekend of pheasant season in South Dakota, or perhaps bobwhites and pheasants and maybe prairie chickens in Kansas, depending on what the weather's like. But we'll see. We all know how the weather can be in South Dakota in January.
It's brutal up there right now.
It sure is. I'm not hunting at -30. I'm sorry.
Come on, you would too.
Not at the end of the year.
If I called and said I'm coming over, you'd say, let's go for
would.
We'd
right.
do it. Yes.
Yeah. Otherwise, Bo wouldn't forgive me.
Bo wouldn't. Yeah. Bless you, my friend. Thank you.
Yeah, man. It's been great.
And for people that have been waiting to stream the Flush Television show, episodes are now going up on our YouTube channel. Go ahead and search on YouTube, the Flush TV. You'll find a button that says subscribe, and if you click on that, I think you get notifications. Is that how that works, Tyler? You get notifications?
So I'm told.
Yeah, and then you don't miss it when a new episode goes up once a week from now until our entire season.
Do you mind if I give a shameless plug?
Yeah.
I also have a YouTube channel. If you type in birds and boo, it'll pop up in the auto search.
Birds and boo?
Yeah.
It's not the full...
It is, but all you have to type in is birds and boo, and it'll be right there.
Yeah.
And there are some really, really fun YouTube videos that I've taken from over this season, some really nice flushes and some slow-mo, and I've been working on trying to, it's not flush quality, but it's pretty fun.
Yeah, so. I've enjoyed them. It's it's your perspective.
First person shooter.
First person. Yeah, man. It's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. It's a great we're blessed.
We really are. We really are. Absolutely.
Happy New Year to everybody. I hope you're still getting out into the field. I hope you're finding some birds. I hope you find memories that you'll take with you for the rest of your life. I'm Travis Frank. Until next time, please remember to take someone new into the field.